but let's give it a moment or two. Alright, I gave it a moment or two. Let's see now.
Hello, fucking dwarf.
Oh, that's right. He's the boy in the tin box right now. I forgot about Webgun's mic quality. But he's still audible. Let's check here. Someone say a few things.
A few
Say
things.
something.
There we go, it wibbled. So, session 26 of Rescue. Right nearly almost at Raxis. Last time, the party finished off the assault on an artillery position. They slaughtered an ogre who was just sleeping by stabbing him right in the fucking throat and leaving him to bleed out. They then let another grayskin orc who just walked out. Just kept on walking. The party then descended like the vultures they are upon the wrecked convoy. So much was done to lug around coinage, treasure, loot. And Siegfried displayed his special selection of talents. Somewhat. So now the party has a few more bundles of loot. They have a fuck ton of coins. Good old hard currency. And we're just about to settle down by the roadside for the night. Siegfried, you still cannot see colors. Everyone else, you all saw what happened to Siegfried several times. But it is beginning to become night. You still have time to engage in whatever depraved activities you get up to, and then assign watches.
Well, if no one have any problems, I will take the first watch just so I can have a longer rest.
I think I'm going to follow suit with you.
Great.
Zazul will look after second watch.
Siegfried will take third.
I'll take final.
Is the dwarf doing anything?
What watches aren't taken?
Second, third, and fourth. You've got Zarzul, Siegfried, and Castalia.
I mean, I can wake up early and take the last one.
Okay, so you'll be with Castalia. I mean, you could also just sit there with with Rain and Cornelius. I'm sure that'll be great to watch.
Yeah, let's all just take the same watch, you know. Because it's pretty important.
I mean, you're on the
No,
open
sure,
road.
a
It's
good
fine
one.
right
I guess
now.
I'll take third.
But as you're
Just
setting up
spread
your
out a little bit.
as you're setting up your camp, and Zarzul is probably trying to arrange the coinage, but still filling the floor of the wagon. Because 4,000 is in the pockets of Cornelius, whereas 1,000 is still scattered around on the floor of the wagon. With the giant shell, with the Minotaur axe, with the couple of boxes, one of which is still closed.
No, the Minotaur axe isn't there anymore.
Did you get rid of it?
Yeah, we got rid of that.
I sold it.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Yes, that's right. You sold that back in Cedar Nove. Still, it's a little tricky underfoot. There's also a cooking pot. There's all your ancillary supplies. Like the crate of 75 rations. So, it's a bit arses and elbows kind of spacing in the wagon right now. But as you're settling down, unfurling tents and bedrolls, you see up ahead, lit slightly by torch, 2 horses, and behind them, a cart. Sturdy, tarpaulin covered. Sitting at the front, you can see that there's a hunched over old man. Looks human, beard acceptable, not prime. And beside him, a gnome with a crossbow. As they trundle on up, the gnome is the one who raises his hand first. Hello there!
Hello.
You can say the line.
Shut up so we can say the catchphrase.
He's too busy arranging his coins.
Ooh. Yeah, the one time we're like, it's okay.
A little head pops out of the cart and goes, squints a second. Why, hello, friend!
He calls out to the darkness because he can't see anything with the hood on. They're more than 60 feet away.
Oh yeah.
But he still calls out to the sound. Are you the ones who dealt with all that up there?
Mm-hmm.
If you're referring to an ogre camp filled with ballistas, then yes.
Oh, we didn't know if it was ogres or not. We just saw the bolts coming down. That's terrific. Thanks. And they continue to trundle on. They're passing by you, of course. You could stop them if you want.
Excuse me, before you move on,
Oh, yes, go ahead.
I'm going to assume you're traveling from Raxis.
For the most part, yeah.
What's the, should we say, climate at the moment?
Not convivial to business. That's the best we got. No, that place was all tore up. We've stopped in at Stonemouth a few times. That's the little town they have at the gates. But if you could just picture it looking like this currently, as he looks to, row of trees, bare ground with road, and then row of trees. It's along these lines.
Ah,
So
Still
it's
a handful
not
of people
too
there.
good.
Sorry, what was the question from the one in the cheap seat?
So the situation's not too good.
Oh no, there's a war on.
Fair enough.
Anything else I can help you with?
no, I believe that is it. Have a safe journey.
Are you going there on business yourself?
In some manner.
Trade goods? Anything interesting?
Sure, at a point to the shell on the back of the cart.
Ooh. Bit rich for my blood. Anything you were looking to purchase? I have a few sundries here and a couple of little glass bottles.
Well, we do happen to have a lot of assets recently. We could have a use to get rid of.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. So, excuse me one moment. He sets the crossbow down, scrabbles into the back of a wagon, and then he just well, you hear a cord getting pulled, and then half the tarpaulin comes up on the side facing you. And you can see, very secure, like everything's been bolted and nailed down, there's no real rattling. An assortment of various bottles with coloured liquid in them, along with a couple of stacks of rations, a few fishing poles, and a couple of bait boxes. So, I can do a little bit of business if you'd like. You all look like you could do with a couple of the red ones.
You have
Probably.
no
Yes.
idea, my friend.
Let me see what I have in stock here. Yes, let's see. I have 20 of the regulars. 50 apiece, although if you buy all 20, I can knock it down by 10 gold.
How many
I
did you say?
have-
20 for 50 apiece?
Yep. And let me see here. I also have I also have 4 superior healings. Those will run you 500 apiece. They're very rare. Take a lot of time to brew. Very expensive ingredients. I also have here, as he sets up one with it's a very rich blue color. Potions of heroism. Because some people need a little bit of a sip before they're ready for combat. Those will go for a nice round 100. You'll gulp them down. You'll feel blessed for battle. And let me see here. Yes. He sets one down. It's yellow with black streaks that run through it. There's your potion of speed. That'll be 750 gold. As you can see, this is why I sell the sundry. There's not a lot of call for people who have money for this. Now let's see. Just I gotta bring up the Dungeon Master Guide just so I can describe it. Let's see. Yes, here I have a few more sundry ones. This green one, I've got 2 of these. Potions of water breathing. It's a nice even 600. And for a little bit of fun, a potion of pyrokinetics. That's only 20 apiece. It's a very fun one, that. You swallow that down, and for the next minute, wherever you spit, will explode into fireworks.
Right. That seems useful.
And
Useful for
oh
fire
yes,
use.
hang on, there's one more, and he brings out what looks like a sample bottle. It's like a mini bar thing. It's a quarter of the size of the rest. This is a potion of diminution. You'll go back down for up to 4 hours. You will be probably my size. For that, I can do 300. Not a big demand for it, I'm willing to admit.
So
What
do
do
you
you
want
reckon?
to
5 standard healing potions?
Well, I see no reason why we couldn't get a whole lot of healing potions.
the whole? That'll be 800 gold for 20 bottles.
You
Yeah,
have
but we kind of
5,000.
Yeah.
We have it, and I think it might be a good idea to stock up because by the time we get to Raxis,
You have
it's very
5,000.
unlikely.
Yep, you have 5,000 in coinage
Yeah.
of someone else's gold.
Yeah, I mean,
That's the issue. We might actually find the person that's actually the gold belongs to.
yeah, but if we don't have it, it won't be a problem. If we launder it.
It's not really laundering considering we took it off dead folk.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll hold up in court.
No, the ogres took it and must have shipped it out before we got there.
But yeah, I think it's probably a decent idea to just take all the regular health potions because otherwise we'll just take them every now have to restock every now and again anyway.
Fantastic. And you'll notice I put a little hint of rhubarb into the flavour, just for a little personal touch. So I'll do you the benefit, that's 790 gold.
90.
Well, I said I'd give you a reduction if you bought the lot.
Oh no, I'm not complaining. This. Yeah, okay, sure.
Potion of heroism, by the way, gives you the bless effect for 1 hour with no concentration. That's where you get to add a D4 to all attacks and skill checks. Or, no, all attacks and saving throws.
Do we want to consider the water breathing potion?
Possibly.
I don't know. Are we actually going into water at any point?
What you
I don't know.
As you all glance at Castalia. Forever pouring with water.
That was bad.
Probably not. Well, if we do run into that issue, we can deal with it.
Yes.
Can you?
It would only be one person that would be able to use it anyway. So.
I mean, he's got two
Hold on,
sitting
mate.
there.
Well, okay, so it's two that then could use them. Like it's still like it won't be something where we're going to have the rest of the party maybe using it.
It sounds like a good way to split the party, really.
Hmm.
Yes, it's a good way to split the party in case of drowning.
Yeah, okay, then it's still only 2 people that's going to survive.
If one of them can revive the others, that's a good idea. The potion of speed will give you haste for 1 minute. Doubles your movement, a bonus to AC, advantage on dex saves, and also an extra action to do 1 attack or dash with. The potion of water breathing lasts for 1 hour. All this sort of stuff is sort of written on the labels, and he's letting you inspect them.
Do the labels mention side effects?
They do, but in print that is far too tiny for you to look. Unless any of you speak gnome.
Yeah, why couldn't one of you assholes speak gnome instead? No, we're
Because
all
only
think I
insanity
can
lights
now.
that way.
I think I grabbed Gnomish.
Did you?
That's what I'm just checking.
just completely out of character. You all didn't need to dogpile one language.
Hey, I still don't have Dwarf. Yes, I have Gnomish.
What do you mean you don't have to work? You're wearing the... Oh, no, wait. Now, who's wearing the belt?
Siegfried.
Yeah.
Siegfried's got the belt back on, but he's not attuned
Oh.
to it yet.
Oh, he did get it back. Okay. It's like, wait, don't you have the belt?
Just like Zarzul's got his gauntlets back.
Okay. So they did make that swap. Okay.
Yeah. But he does not have a beard yet. Then you're able to read that they all have the same warning label on them. Side effects may include nausea, dizziness, lightheadedness, unclear eyes, mucus growth, nostril hair, anal leakage, rectal bleeding, all the usual.
Standard warning labels.
Yeah, you've seen that. You've seen worse labels on alcohol.
I've seen this label on alcohol.
Not on my bottles.
Third one from the left. There, that's what that bit at the bottom.
Let's see, if you've got that kind of spending money, maybe I should show you a few of the more premium ones. Let me just have a little fiddle here. Ah, yes, this one's a popular one, and he brings out this... Let's see here. The potion is filled with an orange liquid that flickers, and smoke fills the top of it. The cork itself is actually shaped into a sort of metallic draconic symbol. This is a potion of fire breath.
Dazzle picks up at that.
Yeah,
This is a solid 750 gold, however, my young friend. But yes, after
How long
drinking
does
it, you'll be
that
able to
last?
release a great gout of fire. You'll be able
Only
to do it.
one.
You'll be able to do it up to 3 times within an hour. Mechanically, it's a DC 13 dexterity, and it's 4d6 of damage.
It's a cone attack, is it?
It's not, actually.
Oh, wow.
It's basically unleashing a fireball. Kind of weird, that. And you, my friend, as he looks over at Malgern, you look like a man who wishes strength, who believes in the beauty of power.
I just nod.
I have this.
Clearly somewhat interested.
I have this, and he brings out... It's almost a caricature bottle. It has a big round base to it. It looks like a belly jutting out, and then the top of it has these little sort of shoulder nubs, and then a kind of stretched out, slovenly, simplified face. The liquid is transparent, but you can see that there's... It looks like it could be a fingernail inside it.
Ugh.
This is a potion of giant strength. For 1 hour, you become as powerful as some of the mightiest creatures that wander these lands. This one is the strength of a stone giant.
How much do stone giants cost?
Give me a history check.
Yeah.
Because you've never come
Best
across them,
attribute here.
but you might have heard about them history-wise. Best you can tell, they're pretty strong. They're stronger than the hill giant, and you felt what they hit like.
Yeah.
You remember that quite clearly. And
I
they're said to be stronger than them and live underground.
Okay. Pretty strong. And what sort of price might you be asking for such strength?
Unfortunately, this is quite expensive. As you can tell, the ingredients are a little hard to get a hold of. This will be in the realm of 1200. But think about it, it's only 120 platinum.
God damn it! All the NPCs do this. Hate it.
I would like to point out he legitimately almost choked on his lentils.
Yeah, that was me. Like, holy shit, that's a lot of money, and I had a mouthful of meat. I mean, just like that other character token. Just
If you want, I'll accept 12,000 silver.
Yeah, I bet you would. Yeah.
I understand it can be hard to scrape money together, but when are you ever going to get the power of a giant in your very own arms? Unless you're very brave with your romanticism.
I was gonna say that could go like one of three ways.
Freeways, you're ambitious.
Ah. I think that is out of our price range, unfortunately. So.
Is it?
I don't think it actually is.
You have a shit ton of gems as well that have value.
Yeah, it's not that it's out of our price range, but the question is it within what we want to spend?
You also have no idea if it's a good price or not.
Yeah, that's
This
fair.
is never something you see in a market.
12,000 is a little much.
No, 1,200, 12,000
One of
silver.
you intellectuals staring at
What?
Elias and Rain
I
know
was
what any
about
of
to
this is
say,
worth?
would I have any ability to figure out if that was decent?
What? Now he said the 12,000 silver.
Yes, there's
Yeah,
12,000
12,000
silver.
silver, 1,200
That's
gold.
Yeah, previously it says it was 1,200 platinum.
No, it was
No, he said it was
120
120
platinum.
It's 120 platinum.
Oh, okay.
He's taking the piss, it's all the same value.
Yeah.
Would I be able to take a roll and see if that's somewhat decent?
Mm. If you cooperate with Cornelius, you get a roll.
Okay.
If the two of you are
As
able
of
to
right
talk
now-
about this.
Yeah, it's like
This is money. I mean, I'm perfectly happy to do business with people for money.
Oh no, I'm just talking about, conferring on magical things. On the brewing
Yeah.
of these kind of potions.
between you two intellectuals, one of you has to know.
To
what
be
some of
fair,
this is worth.
Cornelius
Put your heads
is
together.
business minded, so he can be persuaded.
I was about to say this is one area where I think we're perfectly happy to work together.
Alright then, let's see here. What would this be then? Well, it'll have to be Arcana.
Eh,
Both were good anyway. To brew this potion of giant strength does take a few components of a giant. Blood, fingernails, a few other bits and pieces, some incredibly rare herbs, and some carefully brewed water, and, it's difficult to get those giant bits. The price he's asking doesn't sound unreasonable, considering it can give you a boost beyond mortal limits, which is nice. Maybe 1100 sounds fair, but then you're also thinking this from the perspective of he's wanting my money. Obviously, I want it to be a bit cheaper, but 1200 seems kind of reasonable. Kind of.
It's on the upper end of reasonable.
Yeah, it's reasonable for prestige pricing. It's something that you're not really going to see a whole lot in your lifetime. And so it's hard to get a good, market value for it. The old man, meanwhile, has brought out one of the fishing rods and is poking Zarzul with it.
Yes.
He's trying to catch the hood and throw it back. What the hell are you?
He's a kobold.
A what?
Kobold.
Those are furry
Oh,
things with
dragon.
a candle.
What?
What are you, some sort of runty dragon?
Mm-hmm.
Do not disrespect my lineage, sir.
He looks
I
weird
do
as he
chuckle.
looks round at his gnome companion. He's like someone shrunk down a dragon and starved it for a few years. Is it diseased? And the gnome is completely ignoring him.
He's quite good, thank you. If he wasn't, I'd fix it. Or he'd fix it.
He continues trying to get the hood off of the fishing rod. Meanwhile, the gnome is looking expectantly with all his various bottles in front on the counter.
So, yeah, Brady, do you want a bottle of giant strength? Maybe a bottle of heroism instead.
What's the heroism do again?
Gives you the bless
Bless for
effect
an
for an hour. So it's a D4 to your attacks and your saving throws.
That sounds more useful than the strength.
Because the strength is highly situational.
You also get
Bless
10
is good.
You also get 10 temporary HP.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, you
Heroism
say, "Oh
sounds
yeah," but then you look across at Cornelius, who is still not doing too well. He's cleared, but low. 10 can mean a lot for some people.
And it's just, again, the potion of strength, situational, like it's the heroism any of us can really.
And there's 2 of those.
So if I was to buy anything, I would go for heroism. I leave the amount we spend up to you.
How
How
many will
about-
they put?
How about the one that shrinks somebody down a little bit? 'Cause I could see that being useful depending on how Raxis wants to be. If we give it to Zarzul and he can get even smaller and sneak into places.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
I believe
Could
the
also be a fantastic idea.
We could always shrink the L.
I'm not that small.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she'll just become the same size as Azul then, or Drew.
Yeah, you go down 1 category.
I could see it useful depending if we need to send somebody in that case. If it's small enough for Zarzul to get in and not the rest of us, one of us can get shrunk down more.
It could also be hilarious.
Yeah, it could have useful effect.
So yeah, have we taken a? Well, how much were the potion of heroism? Was it 750 each, or?
What were you asking about there?
If the bottle of heroism was it 750 each?
It was. They're quite powerful, yes.
So should we just take a bottle of heroism, or?
I was gonna go put them in
think probably one might suffice.
Because the benefit you see is that while a cleric can cast Bless on 3 people, they have to keep concentration on it.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's
Whereas
the main
this-
reason I don't have it.
Whereas, yes, because it's useful and helpful to the party, you don't have it.
You expect me to be useful?
But yeah, the
Yes!
fact it has no concentration.
We
is
need
beautiful.
the healer picture here.
Zarzul can heal.
Zarzul can cast
Zazzle
Bless.
also has bliss.
See? And Zarzul doesn't bless people.
To be fair, you
I
can
picked
usually
it up
never
at
see
last
it.
level up.
So you're
Right,
taking
so I
1
guess-
heroism?
Yeah, then I guess we take the miniature rice.
Now remember, with heroism, you can either swig it down or snort it.
Okay.
We'll make a note of that.
Yes, and these healing potions are not for rectal use.
I don't know why we'd want to do that.
And a water potion is not to be used in a brew.
We didn't want the water potion, but thank you.
It's a nice bottle.
It's a very lovely bottle.
Never feel the need to just breathe water for a while?
Not particularly, no.
Are we sure one might not be useful?
I mean, if you really want to buy a bottle, we can buy a bottle.
I'm just thinking, because there could be times where crossing over water and figuring out what's on the other side might be useful.
I think
Yeah,
it's
you usually swim, you don't need to go underwater.
yeah, it's usually better if you're exploring someplace deep.
Exactly, it's got all kinds of uses.
It's up to you guys.
I'm going to have to veto the water breathing.
Very
Even
well.
though I know the call, even though I know someone is going, somehow the gods are going to make it so we don't have to use it. We gotta curse the day. But that's just how life is.
Mm-hmm.
No, I actually... None of these are intended. These have all been randomly rolled. Except for a pyrokinetic potion. Oh, sorry, pyrotechnics.
So I guess that's about it. So that'd be 800 for the 790 plus 750 plus what was it, 300?
Plus VAT.
80?
There we go. And your receipt, sir? He does actually give you a chit of wood. With the details magically scrawled onto it. We have a 4-month guarantee. In case of any breakages or leakages.
Out of curiosity, where should I put the money?
Well, on the counter is normal.
All right, you might want to step back as I go to the counter and just empty one of the pockets just directly over it.
Nothing comes out.
Oh shit!
You might want to have to reach in and pull it out one by one.
God. I take my hand in, thinking about the gold coin I'm gonna need. Start pulling handfuls out.
Single coins come out.
Oh god.
You have 4,000 coins. and they come out in singles.
I hope you're not busy.
Well, I go and collect some of the coins from the inside the cart and bring them
Let's
over.
empty the cart out first. shall we?
Also, now and again, Cornelius, you feel something trying to pull on your hand or forcing the coin up. There's a few times you're in a bit of a there's a few times you're in a bit of a tug of war.
I do think, Cornelius, we probably should leave the coins in your pocket. Clear the ones out of the cart first.
Has he
We're
just
going to have to. Well, I'm still going to have to do this 850 times. I mean, you can help by taking from one of the other pockets. Then I only have to do it 425 times.
All right, so I pitch in and I start reaching into Cornelius's pocket.
Yeah, now and again, you've never experienced it yourself, but now you're feeling there's something trying to grab your hand and pull you in. Now and again, there's something just shoving you out.
This thing is very rude.
Yes, it's weird.
And give me a strength check. Just from range.
Which one?
Da-da-da-da-da.
There's a sudden wrench from whatever's in there. And you're almost pulled slightly off a foot, but you manage to just sort of tense the shoulder a bit, tighten up, and just bring the coin free.
I look at that pocket and I scold it. Stop doing that. That's very rude.
Okay, you scold Cornelius's crotch. And one by one, the coins emerge as the gnome sort of settles back in his chair. He's counting the coins and then slowly brings up a book. Just adjusts his glasses, scratches his big mutton chops. It's always good to do business. I appreciate your custom. And then just settles back to reading. What's the rest of the party doing? You know this would go faster with assistance.
Helping to clean up the coins from the cart to make that go faster. And then I guess aiding and pulling the rest out of pockets.
Cornelius, you've seen scenes like this before, although it's usually been your brother Constantine. You're also being sort of wrenched about in different directions because now and again they get in the tug of war, and apparently the anchor point is you. As coin
Instead
after
of gold, why don't we reach in for platinum?
At this point, let's just get the gold out so it's easier if we need to get the platinum.
But if what we think of is what we get, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but at least if he has the platinum, we only have to do it a few less times in situations where we might actually want to do so with speed.
Let's try and desperately just think of 25 coins in my hand and pull a hand out.
23 coins appear in your hand.
Oh, thank Christ.
You're short some.
It doesn't matter. Every little bit helps.
And as you keep thinking of that exact number, consistently it's 23 that appears in your hand.
All right, ladies, keep thinking 23.
Yeah, if we look 23, does 23...
Yeah? Well, if you think 23, no. When you bring it out, 18 come out in your hand.
You know, smaller hands.
Well, what happens if I think 25?
Yeah, but the small hands make the pile look bigger. So you think, well, if you think 18, 12 come out.
Okay, so there is a basic level.
What if I think 30?
If you think 30, 22 come out. You will never know of the weird tables I have made for these pouches.
Yes.
Also, I must say, it's not always that amount of coins, just because now and again you get in the wrench, and it's hard to keep a hold of all those slippery coins. But in general, if you come out unyanked, it's fine. It's always a consistent number.
Awesome.
And as you start setting down groups of coins, the gnome gets a little bit of a sour expression as if you're just doing this to piss him off. You're just wasting his time. He also, of course, now and again just glances over at Castalia. Is that, do you have a fever?
No.
No, that's her default state.
I guess you come from somewhere cold, huh?
No,
Yes.
she's doing a favor for an elf.
Really? Okay. And is that contagious? As he points at the moss covering part of her horn.
No.
Oh, that's good. Okay. He still brings up his walking cane and just edges the coins that Castalia's been putting down from the main pile. And then over time, the mound builds up. He starts shunting it into a satchel he carries, and it just vanishes completely. Excellent. Business is concluded, I assume. Unless you want a nice fishing rod. You don't want a nice fishing rod.
No, no, thank
No,
you.
not really.
It's very relaxing. Okay, then. Well, we'll see you then. Pulls down the tarpaulin, hops into the seat, brings up the crossbow again, and they set off. Zarzul, at no point did he manage to successfully get your hood off, and he gave up after a minute or so.
Excellent.
But you do still hear him saying, that was a weird, scrawny thing. No eating on or something like that.
I glare after the cat.
The sun continues to lower. The rain decides to begin falling. It's very light, but it's starting to cling on clothing. It's getting that little sheeting of little droplets. You have your assigned watches. Anything else you'd like to do? Distribution of potions and whatnot?
Let's get a couple potions on each person.
Yeah.
There is also those various little trinkets you still have. Siegfried, you know in that wagon is the box you did not open. There's also that one with a robotic snake in it.
Well, the one that I didn't open can wait until I've got more health points. You white man.
I hand over the ring I took to Cornelius and ask, could you identify this? It gave off a bit of a magical aura.
Sure.
Could have sworn
Thank
I
you.
covered this.
No,
Yes.
we never identified it, but
Okay. It is a ring of swimming. It does not require attunement, and it gives you a swim speed of 30 feet.
Yeah,
So
I
even
think
if you
did
can move
mention
faster,
that.
like
I
some
seem to
dwarves.
recall that.
Yeah. Hmm?
Yeah, I think you mentioned that last time.
Yeah. Maybe Pio had dropped off by then. Because I know I gave you a few extra descriptions. Alright then. Well, you guys... Also, the text would be a good way to dish out the potions. Just say 5 to here sort of thing. let's get some perception checks from the first watch.
Okay.
And I assume you're... Rain is very distracting for Cornelius.
I think it's more the poison that's very distracting.
That too, almost died. You're still remembering that moment when you heard a click when Siegfried was in the wagon, and then just this great green cloud emerged from the wagon and covered you.
You okay there, buddy?
Still think it's a lingering part of the poison.
It is rather annoying.
You speak this of experience, or...?
Who hasn't been poisoned at least once?
No, I was. Never mind. Any conversation?
Well, depends. What's Droop doing?
Droop is standing by Cornelius right now. Trying to look like he's standing at attention, but he's just kind of distracted. He's kind of focusing on a couple of... He's kind of focused on a couple of beetles he can see scuttling around. So were you saying something to him? Were you attracting his attention?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are you looking at, Drew?
Oh, just a couple of bugs. I like bugs.
They're quite lovely.
Yeah, they get all different patterns, and then the light hits them, and they look all cool. Cornelius doesn't let me keep any, though.
No, they do tend to cause a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
Mostly since the last time you tried to do it, it was thermites.
I had them under control?
If under control meant they ate through a wine barrel, then yes, they were fully under control.
Yeah, you said it was slop anyway.
Well, the wine was. The barrel was fine.
Oh, okay. I'll find some wine termites. But yeah, I like beetles. They're shiny, they look cool. I used to have to... I mean, that's the only thing I could really see in the cell is some bugs. Apart from the bugbears, I saw them a lot.
Well, we made sure you never have to see them again.
I don't know why they're called bugbears. They're not bugs at all.
No, they're really not. It's a bit of a misnomer.
Maybe it's a weird elf word.
No, I can promise you on that one.
Oh, are you an elf?
Half of one?
Top or bottom?
I look at Cornelius.
Yes, Rain, top or bottom?
No, a half elf means when a daddy human and a mommy elf love each other very much.
Why not a daddy elf and a mommy human?
Because I didn't have a daddy elf. I had a daddy human. But basically,
Don't you know there's no such thing as a male elf? It's an illusion.
I mean, based on the art I've seen, you're probably right.
Basically, when a daddy human and a mommy elf love each other very much, they produce a baby that has qualities from both.
Oh, that's weird. Did we do it in like a table or something, or is it like in a glass bottle?
Cornelius, why don't you explain the birds and the bees?
Oh, I know about
Oh,
those. Bees are these cute little fluffy things that make honey, and then birds are just annoying little hell spawn.
Cornelius, you should explain the birds and the bees.
To be honest, I think it might be just going over his head if I did it anyway. I think I'll just wait a bit.
Spoken like a true parent.
Let TV figure that out.
Let me say it like this. Troop has a much keener mind for the arcane arts than he has of biological functions. Isn't that true, Troop?
Yeah, if I knew what biological meant, I probably would know that less than magic.
Well, Droop, I do have to say, there are some things you're really good at. Some of your spells are very, very ingenuitive.
I guess, but I mean, I did them wrong.
But if they're technically not right, and they still do pretty good things, it's really hard to say they weren't good.
I mean, okay. Sure.
Right, Cornelius?
I guess. Sure.
Because he just weirdly sounds a lot like Droop there.
Yeah. Yeah, I just kind of look at Troop and just kind of shrug my shoulder because I had no idea what the fuck she meant with that either.
Well, just because it wasn't what you wanted doesn't mean that it wasn't any good.
Oh, no, my mother didn't say that. But yeah, I'm still working on some. I'm sure I fixed it this time. Unfortunately, I used them all up when the spiders came. I'd never seen how giant spiders eat sheep. It's not nice.
Well, I do figure, yeah, that probably wouldn't be too nice.
But it kept the horses going.
True.
And then the rest came, and he starts shaking his blackened hand. Little flecks of soot coming off it. So,
Speaking of that.
Oh.
Speaking of that, Droop, can you show me which spell in your book costs that?
Oh, that's just shocking grasp. I'm still not that great at it yet.
Ah, yeah, you might. That's a nasty one if you get the voltage and amps wrong.
Also the words. He just sort of settles back down, watching the bugs, glances back at Rain.
Well, I do have to say, birthing tremors was very effective. Not pleasant, but it was very effective.
What was it like? It looked... All of you made really weird faces.
It was not pleasant.
I guess it worked. Okay.
Yeah, it worked pretty good.
It was meant to make the ground shake.
Yes, but I mean, it would be good in a large area with enemies to be using that. I could see benefit of having that.
Okay. I can't fix that one anyway.
That's still rather nice. And your exploding sheep is very useful too.
Yeah, that one I don't know what... I could have sworn I got the math right. He brings out his book again, starts rifling through it.
I look over his shoulder at what he's looking at. Whoa!
That's easy. You can look over the entirety of him. He's quite short.
Yeah, I know.
Now and again his
Like,
nose gets in the way.
Well, what math are you looking at that you can't seem to get?
Oh,
How would you know? How would you know about how to do arcane math?
I roll my eyes at him. You do know I went to college, right?
Yes, clerical, I assume.
No! Oh, hell no. That was before I did all that.
Where's your diploma? What was your major?
Never mind on the major. But I had a lot of friends I helped research things.
Helped research.
Okay, I did a lot of... Yeah. I won't go into that. But basically, yes. I did a lot of research.
On what?
Different magical things.
That sounds hard.
Well, yeah, but it's
different when you're looking through a lot of books and tomes. Books and tomes are very nice, and they're all very individual, and they have some lovely information. Oh, I'm going off topic. Anyways, let's get back to what we're talking about before I start waxing poetic about libraries.
Oh, is that why you took the Necromancer's book?
Yes, I like books.
Okay.
I particularly like sorting books and libraries and making sure it's all... Anyways, that's off topic.
It's
Wait,
weird.
you're a librarian at a college?
No, I wanted to be.
She was work experience at a college.
I liked looking through the books, yes.
How does this make you qualified for a several-year-long study?
Oh, no. See, that was something slightly different. I was helping using my clerical skills with a couple of buddies of mine, and I picked up a thing or two.
I heard people do at a lot of college. They pick up a thing or two.
A different type of thing, usually. And I look at Cornelius.
And I look back with my eyes squinting more and more in skepsis about this cleric that's claiming to be suddenly fathoming how to do arcane magic.
This, if you will, healer.
What was the name of this college you were apparently the college where you were helping friends out?
Shit, what? Well, now I have to think of a college that was...
Yeah, feel free to make it up. Oh, also, correction. Ring of Swimming is 40 feet.
Nice.
Sorry about that.
You could just say like in its town or something.
Well, it would have been near Waterdeep.
Okay, that was from the Deep Studies.
Zing.
You were studying at Miskatonic.
What a deep Miskatonic University.
Well, Waterdeep does have a college.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
There
I
you
don't
go,
own
there
the
we
book,
go.
so I can't tell you.
I don't remember what the actual name is, but yeah, that one.
You were enrolled. Your friends were enrolled in Waterdeep College while
Correct.
you were doing clerical studies.
Yes.
How
no,
did
not,
you have?
not clerical studies, no. I wasn't going to be a cleric at the time. I did a career shift.
You said you were doing clerical. You said you were doing clerical and helping friends at your college.
Clerical
you mean
duties, not
clerical-
clerical studies.
Yeah, I was supposed to say clerical duties different from studies. I wasn't going to be a cleric at the time. I was... It's a long story. But basically, yes, my father sent me to college to get a nice fancy degree. And then afterwards, that's when I switched to being a cleric.
So Cornelius, you know she's disappointed at least 2 people before.
I got the degree! I got the degree! I just didn't get the Mrs. degree.
You're trying to tell me that you're a wizard?
No. I don't like wizards.
Yes, I got the sense of that.
I just help them with some things, and I know a thing or two.
And yet you didn't go through with it.
No, I was never going to be a wizard. I just picked that up from my 2 friends.
Is anyone even paying attention doing guard duty at this moment?
Actually, I don't think
Pufflesworth is on the scene. He is on alert. Droop is entirely engrossed in his book, however.
Well, I'm looking over over Droop's shoulder still and looking at what he's doing.
He's got this drawing of a really wide-eyed person, maybe? They've got really big dark bags underneath the eyes, and then there's pointy things coming out of them, and he just writes beside it, Not this.
But I could probably help you a little bit, Drew.
I am his
Um,
teacher.
Oh man, I wish I was awake right now. I'd just be like, fight, fight.
I gave you the offer. You could have stayed awake and watched this.
I know, I regret it, son of a bitch.
Well, you are his teacher, yes, but that doesn't mean somebody can't help him study a little. That was what I was very good at, come to think of it.
Yeah, there's like a teacher, then there's tutogen, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Obviously, Cornelius is the master here.
Oh, yes. He's the best caster in the group.
Very well then. Let's see then. Tutor him.
Tuton.
All right. So, where in particular are you having a couple issues?
This, and he just points at the top of a page, and then slides his finger down to the bottom of it. Because I'm kind of making this up as I go along. I haven't... Master Cornelius has let me look at his spellbook a few times, but I'm doing spells he doesn't, because he casts them way better, so I should make different things.
Well, I whip out my book, and I go thumbing through. Let's see. Oh, this could be useful.
You have a magical book.
I've had this for a while. How can you not have noticed earlier?
I thought it was a notebook.
Ay, wizard. I look up, oh, would you like a spell for alarming?
Ooh. What's it do?
Quite
What's it do?
useful. You kind of put the spell down, and if anything enters that's not supposed to enter, it's about a 20 foot square area. If anything walks in there that's not supposed to come in,
Alright, something with
then an
20
alarm
feet
goes
comes in,
off.
okay.
No, anything that comes within this 20-foot area. So say you're in a room, you can put the alarm spell down, and if anything you don't want to enter enters, it'll set an alarm for you.
Isn't a door better? Because it stops them getting in.
The door is good, but if you don't have a door, or they break the door down,
Oh.
or they pick the lock on the door, or say we're sleeping in a cave, for instance, you can plunk it down at the beginning of the cave, and if anything tries to sneak in while you're not paying attention, the alarm goes off.
Oh. That's clever. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a fun one to try. And, I don't think any of my spells work well enough to share.
Oh, I don't know. Your birthing tremors is very nice.
Thank you? That seems like it should be a weird thing to hear.
Oh, it's creative.
Sounds like a special interest thing. Okay. He starts turning to a page on birthing tremors.
And this is the part where Cornelius starts leaning back and just thinks, creative classes, that explains everything.
And yeah, you won't be able to do it tonight, because you've only got 2 hours. But if you take, let's see. Well, yeah, because you're already technically on watch.
Yeah.
But tomorrow, yeah, you'll be able to copy birth tremors into your book.
Is there anything else interesting that I can see from just flipping through to help him out with stuff?
He's kind of all over the place. He didn't write them in sequentially. And as he's flipping through, some of them are just scrawled, and some obviously just will not work and they're incomplete. But the ones you can see clearly, there is Sheep, Tasha's Hideous Slaughter, Frog Cloud, Chaos Bolt. Those are all first level. Then there's Melf's Acid Barrow, Spider Limb, Birth Tremors, and Mind Pike.
I think the only thing I'll actually copy over is Sheep, because I can only do first level.
There you go, man. You scroll in Sheep.
For some strange reason, I think giving Droop Thunderwave might be a bad idea.
I don't know. That's actually, and you can still do half damage.
It's good, but the only thing I'm worried about is it makes a really loud boom.
Just remember, he's been taught by Cornelius, who managed to use Thunderwave and kill one worm. That was amazing. But yeah, it makes a very loud boom. It can be heard within a 300-foot radius.
Or you could learn Find Familiar.
Ooh. So the pet gets a pet. Well, think about what spell you offer to Drew, because he's spoiled for choice. He has no idea what to pick. But you can teach him one spell for tomorrow to scroll in. And the watch progresses. The rain picks up a little bit by another moment. And your watch ends. You did hear a few things scrabbling around. You're probably guessing, because there's no more mass bolts launching in the air, some of the animals are a little less cautious right now. Second watch, Zarzul and Wolfgang.
Yes. Let us be observant.
Let's see. Nope. Luckily he's got Wolfgang to cover the slack.
Maybe.
There you go, because Wolfgang's always an advantage. He is on full alert. You are kind of distracted.
You can only see so far anyways.
Yeah, you're sort of realizing there's a slight issue to having such a limited field of view. I mean, it wouldn't matter if you pulled the hood off right now, because it has gotten dark enough. You'd still only see this 60 feet. Wolfgang, whoever is
There's also
operating...
these fascinating beetles.
Yeah, there are a couple of shiny beetles crawling around.
I examine the beetles.
They start running the moment you approach.
I've learnt something.
Yes, small things don't like big things coming near them. You learned of this lesson with ogres before.
Yep.
But, you know, there is certain wildlife here. Nothing really buzzing. But, you know, you look around, you can see there's a couple of snails trying to move around the moisture. Now and again, you do feel a worm come up from the surface. Nice, peaceful. Everything feels kind of right.
Yeah, I do a quick short prayer to the goddess Tamara to thank her for my advancement in clerical duties.
You can now fill out forms in triplicate,
Excellent.
but you keep on forgetting about the carbon paper.
Got to write 3 times. It's simple, really.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's quite peaceful. It's nice to have just simple nature. Nothing feels wrong. I mean, it's still a bit strange that you're sitting on the open road, but Most people don't travel at night. And your watch ends successfully.
I take the 10-foot pole and gently poke the sleeping Siegfried.
Siegfried, give me a wisdom save.
Oof.
It's not a good night.
It's not been a good night. While you can see only in black and white right now and various grayscale, in your dreams everything is in color, but it's vivid red. Something just made everything worse. Because now your dreams have boxes that aren't creatures, but they're still gonna kill you. It's not just the animate objects that are a problem, it's the inanimate as well. Everything will kill you. You settle down in the bed and it just slowly starts to creak in the middle before snapping shut. You feel yourself fall through it, through the floor. Boxes just falling around you, landing on you. You can feel your ankles snapping, wrist bending backwards. And then you scream as you're stabbed in the back by a 10-foot pole by a kobold.
Let's see. Athletic. No, acrobatics. I get a good height off that jump.
You do, you do. Now give me a dex save. You manage to stick the landing. As you just land, fully alert, ready for combat, panicking, your breath heaving, still a little bit of a trailing scream in your throat. Oh, you're gonna try and
And
bluff.
I can pull off the... I'm gonna try and pull off everything's fine.
That's insight for Zarzul and Wolfgang. Wolfgang has advantage.
Was Zarzul is just.
Zarzul buys it.
Business.
Wolfgang doesn't care enough to be tricked. He just sees Siegfried acting like he does. Weird. But yeah, it just looks like he sprang to alert. And obviously that was some sort of battle yell. Something to surprise the enemy and draw them back. And his hands are shaking just because of adrenaline.
I imagine Siegfried went, "Ah, good morning."
Well, here's a question for you, Siegfried. Did you attune to the Dwarven Belt?
Well, I haven't attuned yet. I was going to try to tune it over my watch if I've got to.
Well, I mean, you had time in the transit, but yeah, okay, so you're attuned to it again. You've got your comm bonus now, and you can see in the dark. Because I think you would have done in transit, otherwise you would have stood for an hour in pitch black.
Yeah.
And as you wander about, you do hear various scufflings. In the bushes and the tree line, there is something moving, with a little bit of weight to it.
Oh dear. I ready the 10-foot pole.
Alright, you brandish the 10-foot pole. The rustling stirs again. You can see that now there's a few bushes and shrubberies moving around, and then they stop.
I have a steering competition with the bush.
Time passes. The rain continues to fall.
I don't fall, I'm asleep.
Really? No, right now you're having a nightmare. You continue to fall. Just endlessly falling. It's the first dream where these huge pointed shapes were a danger. So many of them raining down from the sky. So many bent coins. It's terrible. So much money that can't be used. Time passes slowly, though. You're still tense. There is no noise from the bush. And then, far to your left, a puddle is splashed. As you snap around and look, there is nothing there. The water in the puddle is still settling.
Oh well. I just gotta keep an eye out to see if anything comes out. It could be that fucking dwarf.
He's still out there.
I know, I thought we took care of him.
No.
Let's see, what map did I leave you guys on? Just so I know I can... Oh, that's right, I got rid of all the graphics, so... I'll just reveal this bit. Drag you all up here. There we go. I've got to turn off the dice display. Because Siegfried, as you're standing there, you know you are being watched. There is something here. Something is moving around. You can't really hear it. You can't see anything. But there is something moving around you. You're alert enough to pick up on that. And paranoid enough to believe that always, anyway. So it might not be nothing.
I haven't had a good look at what it is yet, so yeah. I'm not going to wake anybody just yet.
And that's when it strikes.
Sleep conditions.
Oh, hang on.
Of course.
Or is this just-
It attacks from behind. There is no noise. And it just seems to appear behind you. This horrible, like, insult of a dog. There we go. See, I'll just make it actual size. But yes,
I'm screwed.
those teeth are coming for you. No, it is. It's the
that night.
size of a very large dog, like a Saint Bernard kind of size. As it silently tries to bite down on you.
Levels are right.
Oh! My first roll.
It's 9 o'clock. Why don't you bring it in?
12 damage.
Uncanny dodge. Yeah, uncanny
Yeah, it's uncanny dodge. So it's reduced to 6, and I need a strength save. You are now prone, as it pulls you to the floor. The thing feels like it weighs twice as much as you do. It is just this huge, bladed, pointy, spiked mockery of a dog. Everything about it looks hard paneled. It seems like a creature. It doesn't seem like an automaton. An automaton or anything. And it's got these horrible, ferocious eyes. They are absolutely cold. As you look into them, you do not see anything but the end. There's no anger, there's no hunger, it's just... you're gone. 12 piercing.
Yeah.
Are you alive or dead?
Oh, I'm out of it.
Okay.
Didn't even make a sound on the way down, I take it?
Oh no, he made a sound when he fell. It's also raining, so... Perception checks from all of you, with disadvantage. Except for Wolfgang. Wolfgang is a straight roll.
Wow.
Oh, beautiful!
Not that it would have made much of a difference. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Zarzul and Cornelius, you are the ones who are awake. Oh, hang on. I might as well do it for Droop. Because, you know,
And Pupple's worth.
everyone loves the comedy.
Why don't you roll for Pupples?
Droop does not wake up.
I don't have Pupples.
That's
10 wasn't enough. 10 wasn't enough.
It's a disadvantage.
That is with disadvantage.
Nope. The 10
Wow.
was his good roll. It's the low result. The 0. That's what he got.
No, I got a 10.
Oh, you got a 10? No, 10 wasn't enough.
Okay.
It was a little bit higher. It's just because of a rain interfering.
Ah.
So you didn't miss it by much.
And rain.
He's out. Alright, Zarzul, you're acting first. Cornelius, you're next, just because of Dex. Siegfried is on the ground.
Okay. I get to my feet. I unsling the crossbow. Twiddle the knob. Aim. And fire. Where is it?
That is a hit. 16 damage. The bolt hits. There is a flash of light, an explosion. All of you are awake now, except Siegfried. A few flecks of burning material flick down on the Siegfried. That mustache, its time is nigh. No, but yeah, it blasts the beast. It's still standing over him. It's still large and impressive, and I'll give Zarzul an attempt at this. You might have heard of this creature. Unfortunately, it'll be nature.
Oh, he's good at that. He's a ranger. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Good.
yeah, you blasted it for damage. Everyone's awake, but you'll be acting after Cornelius. The beast, however, gets to go.
I shoot off a ray of frost at it.
Alright, roll.
Actually, hang on. Before I do that, how well can I see it?
You can't
Oh
see
wait,
it.
actually, sorry, what is the thing?
You can't see it at all. Apart from
Yeah.
the bright flash, you know it's there from the explosion, but you don't know. Like, the second it's gone, that's it.
Okay, yeah, then what I'd rather do is just spread out dancing lights around the place so people can actually see it.
The creature does not like that.
I imagine so.
When the lights come up, it focuses on the source of them, and now you can. It's growling, but again, there is no sound. But you can see the saliva dripping, the blood from Siegfried dropping out of its mouth.
Okay. Can I still move?
You can still move 15 feet, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see here. 2, 3, 4, 6. It can't get to you. Wait a minute, actually 6, yeah, 30 feet. Yes, it can.
Oh God.
As it bounds across again, no sound. It's tearing up dirt.
Would Zarzul get a attack of opportunity?
Yes.
Or maybe Wolf?
Unfortunately, Zarzul is holding a crossbow in both hands.
That could be a problem.
Well, you could bash it. Just do a strength roll.
Okay.
Since it's an improvised weapon, you wouldn't get your proficiency.
Short sword will give me the damage, the attack roll anyway.
Well, let's see. So it's plus 11 plus 5. Yeah, that's a hit. So it'll be a D4. plus your strength mod, which is a 4, yeah?
Yep.
There you go. So you whack it in the side for 5 as it bashes past. And it just keeps going as it tries to bite down on the wizard. It leaps for you, mouth open. Oh, nice roll.
Well,
8 piercing.
and yeah, down.
Okay, and hang on here. So let's see, just... let's see if this works. There we go. Add turn. Safety up at the top. There's a little Cornelius. And then, let's see here. Rain's got more decks than Castalia. Droop's got dick all.
Oh, and I wouldn't even have got a good initiative.
Yeah, downside is it attacks again. That's 2 failed death saving throws on Cornelius, as it just savages him on the ground. Rain, you are on your back, but your eyes are alert. You heard an explosion, and then also a body fell nearby.
Alright, so I would... Holy shit, so Cornelius and Siegfried are down?
Yes.
Well, I sit up, but I'm kind of looking like, really? You gotta be kidding me here.
To be fair, Cornelius is in such bad condition because of Siegfried.
So, I am still SOL for spell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goody. Well, wait a second. When I leveled up and I got that 1/4 level spell slot that I can't use, do I have that?
Not until you finish a long rest.
Damn. Alright, well. They are alright. Screwed.
They can be stabilized.
Yes, they can be. With spare the... I think I'm going to probably spare... Do I have to touch him for that?
Yeah, you can tell that Cornelius is in a really bad way right now. He's also bleeding slightly onto Castalia's pillow.
Well, those two are over there, so... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to... There you go. Siegfried ain't dropping anytime soon.
Alright, Siegfried, it's not restful, but you're unconscious. But you're no longer bleeding out.
And... Then I guess I would probably light my mate.
You
Just
now
to
become a
be-
beacon of light,
Yes.
which gets the attention
That-
of the creature.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
As it snaps around to look at you since the dancing lights are gone now. Castalia, there is this silently snarling beast of shadow and darkness and pointy bits.
And our changes haven't come into effect yet, and I'm still almost dead. Perfect.
Yep.
We do have potions.
They're in the cart.
No, you
Yeah,
would have distributed them. I imagine
Yeah,
the way you were all
roughly.
feeling, you would have taken at least one for security's sake.
Alright, then, while Cornelius is right next to me, is it a bonus action to give him a healing potion or an action?
It's a full action to give someone else a healing potion. But he looks in a really bad way.
Then I'll do just that.
Alright, that's 2d4 plus 2.
Does he roll that, or do I?
Up to you. You're giving the potion, you might as well.
Alright. Beautiful.
Ouch! Cornelius, you don't feel much better, but you're no longer bleeding out by the throat.
Does it also remove the death save?
It does, yeah.
Okay. I'll just look up. Oh god, I wish I was still unconscious.
Yeah, you just wake up to find yourself with a bottle in your mouth and Castalia standing over you.
And a snarling dog.
A silently snarling dog. It's just made of angry curves and angles. Malgurn.
And
Oh, sorry.
no, it's fine. I'm done.
Okay. Malgurn. You're on your back. You heard a yelp. You heard an explosion, too. That was the main thing that woke you up.
Okay.
Rains over
what I-
rains over by a slump Siegfried, blinding you with light. And then you can see that there's this horrible... Like, this thing is between a St. Bernard and a Shetland pony in size. It's a big dog. But it's just made of pointy bits.
So how much movement do I have?
You get half your movement.
Okay.
In your case now, I think... How...
I have 7 movement normally. Would I round that down?
Yeah, it rounds
3.
down, so you got free movement.
1, 2. I can get there. Okay. 1, 2. No, over here.
3, there you go.
Because, I mean, Rain's got that handled. I need to take care of this. So without even hesitating, I'm just going to leap out of bed, just grab my longsword,
And miss.
and try to cleave it. And, oof. Alright, I'm going to leap out of bed, I'm going to grab my longsword, and I'm going to hit it.
Miss. No, you hit.
I was going to say, fuck you.
Yeah, the first one, your sword lashes out and scrapes along the plating of its side. But the next one does hit.
And I'm also going to attempt to shove it prone. I want this thing down, and I want it down now.
Yep. It falls over.
And I'm just going to keep it contained as best I can.
Yep.
The others get themselves together, and we
As
figure
you
out
just
what the hell's
shove the
going on,
bad
'cause I'm
dog to
still
the floor.
drowsy. I am still drowsy. I don't know what the hell's going on. All I know is this thing is...
And you do notice that from your cutting wound, no blood poured out. Just it doesn't really pick up on your dark vision, but then the faint light creeps in, and you just see like billowing smoke, very faint, just easing out of a wound.
Does it look familiar? Does it look similar to the smoke coming out of Castalia's pocket?
A little bit.
Just for curiosity's sake.
Yep, a little bit. Wolfgang,
Okay.
you're up.
Wolfgang's going to do the totally good thing and move it.
That's a hit.
Wait, why isn't Pufflesworth with me?
It's just because I added the tokens. That's why Droop also showed up. There we go.
If you wanted to help me.
Another 11 points of damage. It's already prone, so it doesn't matter. Before Siegfried's turn comes up... Let's see here. I should have copied
That's
another token.
Oh, what?
That's a bad sign.
Yeah, bounding out of the darkness from the north. It's,
Oh, fuck.
it's a problem, especially because... Rain, you were keeping, you were mostly focused on the one there, but you were looking around, and there's a moment where you look, and there was nothing there, and the next, it's there. It didn't come out of a tree line, it just appeared.
Okay, Pufflesworth can handle it.
I can hit.
Oof. And it bites wide. It's just
That's how she died.
as its eyes just try to close over it against the light. Wow, it's really not doing well being this close to the bright light.
It's almost like you're onto something, maybe.
Siegfried, a death save.
Wait, I
Wasn't he
stabilized.
stabilized?
Yeah, but I still want a death save from him. I want him to die. I told him it was his night.
I'm your
Zarzul.
target. Ignore the rogue. This is between me and you.
See, it would have been a failure. I would have gotten closer. One day I'll get rid of him.
Cornelius just has to egg me on a little bit. But he's unfortunately on the floor.
You really want me to play a dwarven druid, do you?
Oh, is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, go
Like,
a
you're
whole
thinking
party
halfling
of
barbarian.
dwarves. You could be a clan.
I've got halfling barbarian or a dwarven druid.
Oh, come
Dwarf
on, go
druid,
the
that
classic,
sounds
no
interesting.
monk.
That's a interesting combination.
But Zarzul, it's your go.
Seeing this new threat bounding up, I'm assuming I heard the squeak of somebody being surprised. Once again, I'm going to twist the knob and fire the crossbow at the new threat.
Okay. It does have partial cover because Rain and Pufflesworth are there.
Well, he can shoot over Pufflesworth.
He can, but it's a little hard to shoot over you.
I mean, she's only half an elf. Come on.
Well, to be fair, he has that perfect line of shot. I'm
Oh.
off to the side.
Yeah,
That's
just
enough.
Thread the fucking needle.
That's enough to hit it. See, this would have been useful against the ogres, wouldn't it have? Just saying. As another thunderous bolt just explodes along this one side. It doesn't even look at you, Zarzul.
Excellent.
Cornelius, you're awake.
Second,
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Wolfgang going to make another bite.
Oh, that's right. He gets that ability. Yeah, it's number hit. And the thing is bloodied.
What does bloodied mean again? Half?
Yeah, below half. It was actually a status effect in 4E where it changed how the monsters behaved.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah, sounds like a cool
Probably
system.
terrible.
It was also part of why battles in 4E took forever.
Yes.
Because it was a miniatures game. Cornelius.
Yeah. I am going desperate attempt trying to shock grass.
You stand up once again.
Yep. Shocking grass on it.
You have advantage.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. But Droop is going to come in and assist. With his own shocking grasp. And he manages it. And the thing is tased.
It has no reaction now.
It has
Which
no
was what I was going.
Yep.
Which one I was going for because then I could disengage.
Yep, you can just walk away.
Yeah, but I can't now because that was Droop's turn, so it doesn't fucking
No,
matter.
no, he's part of your turn.
Oh, okay, good. Then I move away.
Because he's
Help me,
mostly
Devil Girl.
useless. As opposed to Wolfgang, who is deadly as hell.
Yeah.
Eventually, he'll get a form of multi-attack, too. Droop.
Wait, Wolfgang or Droop?
Wolfgang.
Okay.
Droop uses his bonus action to dash and joins you. As he runs past Castalia going, sorry! It's now this beast's turn as it gets up. Castalia, it looks at you for a moment. Taking a great big sniff, you can see its nostrils flexing. Then it disengages.
God. Oh, thank God.
Rain.
So this one is running away.
Yeah, the bloodied one is running away.
Well, that ain't gonna.
That it's going for the horses.
Nah, the horse isn't really a factor here.
Which one of these do I? Yes, this will be lovely. I think I'll do this.
A ray of frost on the one running away, I assume?
Yes.
Alright.
I don't want it to regroup.
Yeah, its dashing is slowed down. Castalia.
Well, it's bloodied. Let's take out the pup. And that's... Sure. Okay, good. I don't have the stuff for the pack. The hex is still on there, so it's base. Once. Twice.
Oof. That's some heavy hitting. 29 damage altogether. That's fucking rough. It's still got a bit of fight in it. Not a whole lot, though. And as you strike it with all this tangled mess of grass, you're smacking the frost off it as well. It's still slowed down, though. But you just see sheets of moisture coming off it. And then... anything else?
No. I get my bonus action spell after the final sleep.
And then once again, from nothing, comes a third one.
Oh, God.
2, 3...
It just slides on in.
It completely ignores Cornelius and Droop. In fact, it will actually dash to get to Castalia. And it does the same thing the other one did of just getting a great scent, a great sniff. Malgern.
Alright, situation. I don't know who needs more help to Castalia. So 1, 3. We're going to continue wailing on these things. I don't like them. They're very scary and need to die.
That's a hit. Yeah, 15 or higher.
Okay, so one hit. And then we're going to shove this one to the ground to try to really pressure Castalia.
Alright. It resists you as you
not
push
go.
against it, and it's just this. It's kind of unsettling. You don't want to really push your full force into this one. It's just gnashing and biting at your shield.
As long as it's biting the shield. And I'm finished.
Wolfgang.
Gang is going to good chase the one that was running away and make a bite.
For once, he doesn't get his advantage. So 9 damage. Yep.
Fine.
Very close. Not a lot left in it. Not quite Malgurned. Is that it for him?
Yep, that's about all I can do, except he's possibly knocked prone.
Ah, yes. He isn't. Alright, this one is going to attack Rain.
How dare you?
Misses the first time. Second, though, he gets her.
Yeah.
7 piercing and a strength save.
Right. Strength save.
And you fall to the floor as it just pulls you down.
Wait, I'm not at a disadvantage, am I?
Oh, no, you're not. Yeah, 19,
So I
and you
passed
stay
with
on
a
your feet.
19.
But I mean, it did catch you by surprise, really.
Why is it gray, though? It's a bit weird.
I rolled at his disadvantage. I forgot to uncheck.
Yeah.
Mm.
Siegfried's fine. It's all okay. Zarzul.
Okay. Once again, twist the knob and fire the crossbow at the one that was running away.
Damn it, even hypothetically he's staying alive. Yep, that's a hit. and it just... There's an explosion. You expect to be showered in it, but it just sort of... You notice in the core of the flames there is just this wisp of darkness, and then nothing. But when the smoke clears, there is no dog there.
Hmm. And that's about it, I think.
Cornelius.
Yeah, I'm gonna move up here to try and assist Rain.
Drew follows.
That is. I think I only much have cantrips at this point left. Yeah.
You've got infinite cantrips.
Yeah.
And they do scale with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just gotta fire off a firebolt at the one attacking Rain.
A good solid hit. Droop is going to chuck a stone. Because he hasn't done that for a while. Ah, it's a sharp one. Doesn't do it. It's a little beyond his range. Alright, this one's gone. Rain. Still have this horrible dog in front of you.
Might help if my headphones are actually in. Couples work behavior. Well, I'm going to stand up.
No, you didn't fall down.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, wait, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
That's a hit. It takes the free damage.
I was about to say it's not undead.
Despite the darkness billowing out of his creature, it does not seem to be undead. And Pufflesworth is going to go in for an attack. Nah. Any movement? Any bonus action? Hello? Rain? Anyone?
Hello?
Hi.
Has the medication worked? Are the voices finally gone? Alright, Castalia.
Alright. Well, I guess I'm gonna attack the dog that's right next to me. Gonna double smack the dog. I don't have advantage.
When a problem comes along.
I mean, you can
Yeah,
move.
must
Must
whip
whip
it.
it.
Huh?
You can move to get advantage on the first hit.
Oh, that is true. I can move around it.
Yeah. You just can't move out of range.
Right. Okay, so first one.
There you go, that paid off.
Oof.
She's exceedingly dangerous. 27 damage.
And that's all I got.
Okay. It's going to look at you again. Then it'll pad to here, lowering itself down in Malgern's shadow. And it disappears. Malgern, you saw this thing hunkering down as if it was ready to attack you, go for a throat, and then it just vanished before your eyes. Between blinks.
Give him about 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah, he's not here. Malgern's dead. His throat was ripped out.
There we go. Now he's getting his ears on. There we go.
Okay.
Okay. Malgern, on the creature's turn, it moved into your shadow, hunkered down to take full coverage, and then disappeared.
What?
For a moment, it looked like it was going to attack, and then just vanished. Just you blinked, and it was gone.
Okay.
And it's your turn.
All right. 35. Yep, I do.
You kind of have all the movement in the world.
Yeah, I do. Just want to make sure that. Yes, so we're gonna kill this. I said we're gonna kill this thing.
That's it. As you bring your sword down upon it. Click your damage. There we go. Another good strong hit. Anything else from you? You're going to try and shove it, I suppose?
Yeah, I am going to try to shove it. It's working out good.
Hoi. And it has flopped onto the ground. You just managed to catch it on the flank. Wolfgang.
Wolfgang is going to advance on this thing. On the other side from Malgern. And proceed to bite as usual. Yes.
7. It is definitely bloodied. It's not pleasant. It's not pleasant at all. Biting into it just feels like taking chunks of ash. And it's already prone, so it doesn't matter. But it is going to now stand up. It's going to look around at all of the opposition in front of it. And go for Siegfried. So that's a fresh 2 failed death saves on Siegfried. And then it's going to move over here to try to hide behind the dwarf. So that's Wolfgang and Rain with attacks of opportunity. Pufflesworth attempted.
Oh yeah, I have to roll attack of derp. I don't know why I was like, why isn't it working?
If you want to. It's up to you if you want to use your reaction.
No, I definitely do. For some strange reason, my brain thought it. Oh wait. That should only be the 9. So I probably should have.
Your roll hasn't come up.
It didn't come up.
It's telling me I've got a connection issue to the Roll20 at the moment.
Oof. Hopefully it doesn't fudged up.
Oh.
It just showed up for me as well.
I rolled a 9.
Oh, yeah, I got connection as well.
Yeah.
Yep, I got it.
There it is.
But Braider still has it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mine-
now
Yeah,
I've
there
got it
we
again.
go.
I'm good.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, their servers are having issues right now.
It happens. Yeah, sadly, that's a miss. And a wasted
Yeah.
crit.
I know.
Siegfried, give me a death saving throw.
Is
Ouch.
my sword back up?
Is your what?
My sword's lucky feature or whatever it was.
You didn't. When did you use it?
Did I use it in the fight or not? I don't think I
yeah.
could.
I was wondering if you
Yeah,
used it on the
so-
boxes.
No, he hasn't used it at all, I don't think.
Yep, you've got your reroll.
Yep.
The blood pouring out of Siegfried. The breath isn't.
Wait, did he drop again when I wasn't paying attention?
Yeah, the creature savaged him.
Oh, okay. That was probably when Pufflesworth had a hissy.
Oh.
Well, no, it just happened there now. That's what it did as it ran away.
Oh.
Oh.
Oof.
Is Siegfried still among the living?
He is
Not at this
not.
point.
Oh, so he is dead.
Like dead or
Yes.
He is currently dead.
Who has the ring?
I do. Don't worry, we have a revive.
I was like, oh, those are 2 death saving throws. But wait a minute.
All right.
Did
So
he
who
already
had
get hit for
Siegfried in
2?
the death pool?
Zarzul, it's your turn. You can see that Siegfried is not moving at all.
There's not a lot I can do from at the moment about that. So, I'm trying to remember how many charges this crossbow had. Was it
You
4?
used all 3 of them.
3. Okay. So it's back to longbow. I'm going to mark the target. Actually, I can't mark the target. Never mind.
Yeah, you're out of
I'm going to
spells.
apply the long.
It's a good thing you had that revivify on the ring, isn't it?
I told
Question
you.
is,
that was
does
a good idea.
Cornelius want to actually revive me?
It's a good question. I'm sure he's thinking about it right now.
I mean, it's not only the diamond, but I mean, what did I do to him fairly recently?
Exactly. Think about this, Cornelius, as your turn approaches. Is he worth 300 gold?
He did stab me in the stomach, that is true.
That too.
Of course he deserves it.
But is he worth 300 gold's worth of diamond?
Oh, he's worth more than that, because if he doesn't revive him, then I'll make Cornelius join him.
The creature
okay, then you're
is
600 worth of diamond behind.
the creature is barely existing. Any movement? Any bonus? Any bonus?
I've got no bonuses I can do. I might move up here anyway, just so it continues to run like an attack of opportunity.
Okay. Cornelius, your turn is up.
Yeah. Going to assume that I can't just revive. Yeah, I should revive if I'm during combat.
You can.
Unless, yeah, but we have like an hour's or something, right?
You
let
got
me
a
look
minute.
Yeah, you
Oh,
gotta do it
shit.
like
It's a
ASAP.
window of a minute to revive someone with revivify.
Okay, well, I can only move 6 spaces, so I can move over to here and get a shot on the dog.
Yep.
Yeah, so that at least just in case it tries something, and then I can run over and do something. Hit, which I don't. No fucking mind.
Rain, there's a dead man by your feet. You can just look into the cold, unstaring, or unfocused eyes of Siegfried.
You should have used a potion.
His... yeah, a potion would have worked, actually.
Words.
I'm mad.
That's a good point. A potion would have completely averted that.
Rip.
I'm mad.
So, like normal.
But are you dangerous to know? Because we know you're bad.
To the bone.
Rain didn't think I was worth the potion.
I spared you, and then yeah, nobody else bothered to help either. To the one that
Castalia used a potion on me.
Siegfried, it's only been 3 seconds, but it's so much worse now.
6 seconds around.
Yeah, it's so much... Well, there's transit time.
Yes, but Cornelius has moved 6 seconds worse, so it's been 6 seconds.
That's what I mean. You were transiting for 3 seconds, and then you arrived for 3 seconds. It's bad.
all right. Can the thingy do a con save?
It did.
Damn it!
Good attempt. Popplesworth's gonna try.
No!
Yes.
Do I get a strength save to try to make him not go up there?
Alright.
Got
a good chance here.
No! Fuck.
Hey! He hit.
Nice.
No! Bad idea. No hitting.
Hey, 4 damage. Way to go, Puff.
Please let me kill him.
I thought it was 15.
That was 14.
Hey, look at that. He got a kill. He's a big boy now.
Whoa!
No, Siegfried is quite correct. It was 15.
Aw,
This one had a different info bubble because it's an older token.
you almost had it, Puff. You almost got
He
it.
almost had it. Castalia.
See. What size is Zarzul?
Kind of like, sort of... He's above insect, but still in the vermin category.
I said size, not type.
Yeah, he's small. He's about 3 foot under, so you could have
All
tackled
right,
him.
and is the dog normal?
It's a bit taller than him.
So if I were to stand here, I could hit the dog without hitting Zarzul.
Yeah, you could reach over.
All right, I move to there. I yell for Zarzul to duck and cover. Then whap.
Zazzle is now.
You unleash the whip, you swipe in great sweeping motions that land to the left and the right of the kobold. You actually, as you strike on the first blow, the thing just seems to go limp for a moment. Then you strike with a second and you rip it in twain. For a moment, the grass just coils around the midsection, then you pull and it just comes free. The front end dissipates in the smoke, whereas the back end remains. Unmoving. And we are out of combat.
Yeah.
So, who's on next watch again?
Well,
What watch is it?
Cornelius is going to pick up.
What watch is it?
4th.
4th?
Yeah.
I'm going to slam down the ring on the... Because I have no idea how the fuck to use
I
the
can
clerical
take it.
magic. So I just
I
slam the
can
ring
take it.
down
I'm
on the
warmed up.
on the chest of Siegfried and start using the revive.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
close Siegfried's eyes so he might think it was just a very bad dream.
Yeah, you take a moment. It's kind of irritating because it's like knowledge is getting put into your own head without your consent. As you press your hand down his chest, Your hand starts immediately going for the diamonds. You just know they're required. As you just take a moment and focus, you start to very slowly breathe. Just get a very slow rhythm. And then as wounds start to seal on Siegfried's neck, he starts to do it in sync. Siegfried, you are alive again. It was such a brief period. Maybe you were still okay. Maybe this didn't happen.
Now I'm going to be taking the willpower saves at disadvantage, aren't I?
Yes. Cornelius, you just brought him back from death.
That was a little too close one. You're starting to get a little too acquainted with death, my friend.
Do I even have hit points?
Siegfried, now you know you died. You have 1 HP. I think, actually. Hang on, let's take a look at the spell.
Yeah, let me look at that. Pretty sure.
Does it actually give hit points, or just adds... Okay.
Yep,
yeah, you get 1 hit point.
You return with 1 hit point, so you are conscious. It was not just the void, but you don't remember what it was. So keep a note that you have died once. That may be important for future campaign events.
Doesn't it get harder to revive somebody that's died before?
Nah, all that stuff is homebrew rules. The only thing that factors into revive magic and base rules is time and pieces. I don't think we really... I mean, this is our first campaign. We don't really need to be experimenting. Unless you want to. We could say that Siegfried is harder to bring back from the dead.
No.
Shall we have a vote? Anyway.
Think halfling barbarian or a dwarven.
Anyway.
No.
He's
or
alive.
I can make a Murray.
The creatures are gone. There's still a chunk of one left.
At least we think they're all gone. One kind of just vanished.
At least they're not here. And Siegfried,
I
you're
don't
looking
even
up.
know those.
And Siegfried, you're looking up into the eyes of your friend. Maybe. Acquaintance? Guy you know? Employer? That's probably it. This is where you guys talk now.
Yeah. Yeah,
Are
I
you
wasn't
okay,
sure.
Siegfried?
I need sleep. And the booze. I'm grabbing a bottle of booze.
Yeah, you need some of the good shit.
That was a little too close for comfort.
To be fair, we made it.
Barely. For some of us.
Better than not at all.
Cornelius just start heading back to his own bed. Just hoping that he can at least get a few hours without pain. Because life is beginning to be a little too similar to Siegfried's at this moment. He's getting a bit more sympathy for the man.
Yep, you all disperse, leaving Siegfried lying on the ground as you get into your own beds.
No. I'm asking how he is.
I'm just still shocked
And I'm helping him get the.
because I've seen some things, but I don't think I've ever had. Usually, when people die, they stay dead.
I'm helping dig out the booze. What's the booze I can stick my hand on?
Yeah, what booze exists if it isn't in Cornelius's belt?
Is there a?
Oh, there's some bottles of wine.
Didn't
And-
I acquire some booze at some point, like brandy or something?
Yeah, from the wagon.
Yeah. So I'd
And there
offer.
was also the we raided the liquor cabinet of the cart. In the
Yeah,
last
like I'm
session.
saying, what isn't in Cornelius's pocket is the more important thing, because I imagine he got anything that's expensive looking.
I would offer. I have brandy, and I can offer him some of that. That much I know.
Yes, you can offer him the elven brandy.
Yeah. Just, I'm still kind of staring at him. I offer him
Oh
a
god,
drink,
the
and
Alvin
kinda, like,
Brandy.
sizing him up like back. This is weird.
Does the Alvin Brandy do anything for me?
Okay, you take a sip of it. You let it settle. You know how some people joke that it's something that a drink is smooth? This actually is. This even pours smoother than normal alcohol. It's
Yes. Does it actually have any alcohol? That's a better question.
you can sense that there's some. You can taste it, but it's very difficult to pick out because it's very well blended. It's weak, but it's nice. It's got a nice flavor to it.
How much am I going to have to drink before I get any effect?
For you, considering the blood loss, maybe 2 more cups.
Then we continue.
Because you do feel there's a little bit of a scar. There's a bit of a scar tissue on your throat now. More of his dog savaged you.
It'll go nicely with the ones from the Hydra.
And the Catobal Pass. To be fair, this is now your second set of good wounds, as opposed to just Stinky Cow. And there's a Minotaur horn. And the Mimic Bite.
And there was the busted leg.
Yep, the
that
busted
went on
leg. You've still got
forever.
you've still got a faint imprint of Malgern's helmet.
Yes, let's go over every wound that Siegfried has to remind him of how.
And the
bad
bite marks
life
from the
he's living
ghouls.
so far.
You still got a few
He's
of
to the
those
point
visible.
Where he's almost more grizzled than Malgern.
Difference is though, it shows on him as his reedy lean body. It's just all these marks on it. Whereas Malgern, it gets mingled in with the body hair and the muscles. But yeah, it would take another couple of cups to get drunk on this thing. On the bright side, you think it probably won't have much of a hangover to worry about. How about the rest of yous?
I go back to bed.
I'm gonna stay up and have some brandy. I can't sleep now.
I'm on for the next shift, so I'll adjourn Malgern for the brandy.
As said, it's very fine quality. It's very, very delicate tasting, but that's the problem. It is just delicate. It's all beautifully blended, but you're not getting any hit from it. You could, like most brandies are sipping. This, you could just chug it.
Figures.
Well, it doesn't taste cheap.
Expected more from elves.
Did you?
Not really.
He was trying to be polite to me.
Well, give me some perception checks and any kind of chatter.
This is getting awkward. We're kind of all gathered in a circle around, so
I mean, it is getting
I
very
have
cold.
passed out.
Yeah. It is getting cold at night. You know, you might want to keep together for body heat purposes. Although, as you look across the Castalia, there's pros and cons there. Yes, as a devil, and, you know, she seems warm, but she also is constantly soaked and growing moss. And now you know about moss. Yes, actually, I'll give you a special ability, Castalia. You can now make a moss ball.
Can I
It-
plant
It's gonna
moss?
make a nice dry garden.
It works like a plant pot.
Nice.
Wow.
It's
Simply
fun.
so.
Remember, it's fun.
Yeah, like a fucking chia pet.
But yeah, the nighttime passes slowly. The sun begins to rise. Malgern, you can't help yourself. Now and again, you take a glance in your patrol at Siegfried to make sure he's actually breathing in his sleep.
I'm just taking looks at him to make sure I'm not like dreaming all this. Like,
I mean, healing, revival magic is not unknown. It's the domain of the rich and the adventurers. Like when you were taking to your mercenary jobs, no one ever had the cash or the materials for this sort of thing.
yeah, people just died. Like this is not something that happened.
If anyone came back, it would be a general or a captain kind of thing. But a merc, they didn't have that option. No one was going to spend the diamonds on them. And that's what keeps it a premium service. Because you got to grind for a long time to build up those diamonds and then trade them in. A few things do occur throughout the night and the slowly creeping morning. It's mainly simple nature. You do spot a badger padding around in the woods nearby. Couple of birds flitting about. Handful of squirrels, mostly red. And one snorting pig, well, boar, but staring out at the camp from the cover of a bush.
Zaz staring back.
Zarzul's asleep. This is still Malgern and Castalia's watch. Which they spend in silence.
Pretty much. I'm just doing a lot of thinking. Very quiet contemplation.
Mm.
They did very well on their perception check, yet drinking.
Well, it's really weak brandy.
Very much, yes. The dwarf is basically not feeling it at all.
This is like iced tea.
Yeah, but it's tasty. Unlike
Yeah.
iced tea. Which is a crime.
Fuck you.
You all awaken. You are refreshed. Some a bit less so, but you've got your abilities.
Oh, thank goodness.
If you spent any hit dice, you've got half of them back.
Oh, short rest only?
Hmm?
So it's only a short rest?
No, it's a long rest. What I'm saying is, on long rest,
Oh.
you get half of your total hit dice back,
Oh, okay.
if you spent any.
I'm fully healed.
And yeah, you're fully healed as well.
So if I have 7 hit dice, would that round down?
How many did you spend? Yeah, you'd be getting-
Oh, half of the spent ones. Okay.
No, sorry. Shouldn't have said that in the first place. No, you get 3 of them back, yeah. You round down. In D&D 5e, you pretty much always round down.
Okay. I mean, it's usually like that in a lot of games, so I just my shit.
The rain is light. It's now a mizzle, but it isn't coming down the thick sheets that prevent vision. You've still got a nice bit of clarity. The wind is kind of still, but it's still pretty cold. Siegfried, there's a horrible moment where you rise out of bed, you get adjusted for a moment, and then realize your fingers are numb, but it's just the cold.
Siegfried's wondering if it's a good thing he's alive again. There's going to be more pain.
So,
Well,
go on.
one of the outliers dealing with the thing in the morning. I go to Rain and point kind of at the ring and says, "Well, after last night, I think it's probably best to have another one in reserve, don't you think?"
Yes.
Zarzul,
Well,
can you
that's
cast this?
Not yet.
Yeah, so I'd put another revival.
Good. Is there any spell slots open on it?
I think one of them is your Chaos Bolt.
Oh, right.
Why is there anyone you want to replace it with?
No, it's just I don't use my spells much, so it'd be useful for you guys, I think. Maybe. No, never mind. My spells are terrible.
Don't worry. You just need to get the hang of it. It'll take time and practice. Still got time ahead of you.
He slowly approaches you, gets up on his toes and all. Is Siegfried a zombie?
No.
But he
Oh,
died and he's moving now.
Yes, don't worry. It was cleric magic. We basically got permission from the guards to do this.
Wow.
And then I go down and whispers to him. The guards are just as greedy as this one, pointing at the Rain.
Amazing. Oh yes, also Castalia, Malgern, Siegfried, you do not have a hangover. Not even the faintest trace of one.
Said it was just it's a nice beverage.
Your breath even feels a little bit minty. It wasn't in the
Is that
flavor of
any
brandy,
sharks
but
in
you
it?
just feel like you're sort of light.
Sharks in it.
So, what are you guys up to?
I guess we're going to get moving again.
Yeah.
Is half of the dog still there?
It is.
Should we check to see why the half is still there? Seeing as the other one's disappeared in a puff of smoke, or at least I believe that's what happened.
Yep. And if you glance at, as you actually inspect it now in the light, incidentally, Siegfried, it's still grayscale.
One day.
But yeah, as you look at the legs, and you see where they were attached to the body, it looks hollow. Where you expect to see organs, bones, musculature, there's just what looks like a dark recess.
Okay. How heavy is it?
You start hefting it up. Feels like you're trying to pick up part of Wolfgang. Actually, no,
Okay.
considering it's half of it, you're picking up something heavier than Wolfgang.
still got about the same weight as what it should do.
It's lighter than the one that pounced you. Considering there's half of it.
I kind of grab the back legs and try and shake to see if anything drops out.
Yes, a gold chest. No, nothing drops out.
crud.
There's no fluid, no spatter, nothing.
In that case, I'll just leave it as is. I don't know enough about it to know if it's worth money or not. And we've got enough junk as it is.
Could make an amazing pair of trousers.
Yeah, I kind of just thought of Zarzul moving about in those trousers.
I need a pair of fighting trousers to take it.
It's one half of Wolfgang's armor set.
Does it have a set bonus, though?
It does. But yeah, anyone going to inspect the legs apart from just him?
Zazzle's going to poke at them.
You do. Well done. 2 XP.
Yes, they did show an interest. I'm gonna look at them too.
Is anyone trying to work out what they are? Is the main question, really.
I am.
Because
course
Zarzul
Zazzle.
failed.
Alright, so what should I roll?
For you, history.
And for me?
For you, if you're thinking about them, let's see. Arcana for you, actually.
Nice. I forget what the check mark means.
Means you've got proficiency in it.
Yeah, but
So it's
I
something
forget
you're
the
good at.
bonus.
Hmm?
Yeah, but does that confer advantage or just?
No, that means you're adding your proficiency number to it.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, that's how it works. Rain, you're not sure. Castalia, though, it's a strange kind of creature, but have been known as a shadow mastiff. They are creatures from the Feywild, despite their appearances. They are deep, dark, evil creatures. They are vicious, they move in packs. Typically used by the nefarious who have been gifted ownership of them for purposes of hunting. Actually, let me double check.
We only have a back half. Can't check the front half for a collar.
When you were fighting them, they didn't have any collars on or anything. You didn't hear the jingle of tags. So let me double check, make sure I'm getting this right here.
And the demonic hunting horn in the distant sounds. Chase is on.
Let's see. I'm shuffling around my books. Talk amongst yourselves. I encourage this. How you get inspiration.
I'm looking at something.
Finally getting close to Raxis.
She's learning her rights.
Correction, yes, I got that mistaken. Not from the Feywild, they are from the Shadowfell.
Ah,
Well, I'd also like to point out that I'm going to be ritual casting.
What are you ritual casting?
I'm getting myself a familiar.
Oh no.
Well, I'll have to find out what that is. Yes, correction. I was getting them mixed up with Yef Hounds for some reason.
you should just touch Pufflesworth.
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing, but technically it's not going to be an actual beast. It would have to be either... What are the different things it could be? But I'd probably get a raven. But it has to be either... It's going to be in a... While it's in the form of a beast, it's either a celestial or...
Or a fiend.
Yes.
It
So
could be
it's
a
going to be
relative of
celestial-
Castalia's.
It will be a celestial raven.
As far as you know.
Quoth the raven, pick up more. But yeah, sorry about that.
What you mean is... Oh, so what you mean is not a raven, it's a magpie.
But I don't know why I fucked that up, because concerning the plot they're attached to anyway. But yes, they are creatures of the Shadowfell.
Hmm.
That dark plane of entropy, of stagnation, that you're mildly familiar with.
Uh-huh.
But yes, the rest is correct. They are summoned, they are gifted to various people. They are evil creatures. And they run in packs.
Well, explains a few things.
They are also, obviously, quite gifted with the ability to blend into darkness. And while they're monstrous, they do have the dog-like qualities, such as keen smell and hearing. They are nasty creatures. Well, now I gotta go find a raven token. For now, you can use the spare horse.
No, you should use the fireball.
It's alright, I got the perfect icon. There we go. Bet you're familiar.
I don't see it. Oh. No, that's the dead dog.
Next to rain.
Oh, there it is.
Surprise!
So, what are you guys doing?
Well,
Making brick.
As you bust out the rations, it's a whole different set of smells. It's still about ridiculous hardtack, but it's questionable whether it's actual food or just a joke. But everything else is very finely spiced.
Ooh.
Some of it a little too potent. But there's also dried fruits that you've never seen before, really. Be the sort of thing like dates and all that there kind of thing. It's different, and it's alright. It's still... the hardtack still ruins it. It's still just this is dried, salted shit at times. But it gets you fed. And then off, back on the road. Now with the rain
Since
and...
we're on the road, this is the Droop and I can work on the spells.
Yeah, you guys are able to scribble together. And as you drive on up, trundling along, from the distance you can see two vast pillars of stone. They're squared-edged, dotted along them in various heights and directions are thin slitted windows. As you get closer now, the trees start to be pulled back. The road surface itself starts to expand, and then you're in a very large circular disc of dirt. There's main roads heading off to the north and the south, and right in front of you, you can see the base of these pillars now. Huge, blasted. There are great burn marks, there's craters in them, there's chunks of masonry missing. At the foot of them proper is what was a village. There's still about a third of it left. But everything centrally on the road has been burnt and razed to the ground. There is the implication that there were gates between the two pillars, but there's fragments of wood. As you keep on moving up, you can see there's peasant folks. Somewhat. For about the 20 or so buildings that are still standing, there's maybe 6 people who are milling around. No coaches, no wagons.
Well, before we got there, I would want to breach an important topic. Are we still pretending we're a mercenary band?
Yeah, because none of you play an
I would
instrument.
think so.
Mercenary, not minstrel.
I look over the group and just comment, I would not hire us.
That's what I'm concerned about. Now, we do have a rather large collection of magical cats. And I'm wondering if a roving band of merchant and entertainers with Malgern and Siegfried as hired bodyguards might be a little wiser.
I mean, I could go with that. It's fine.
Because I could be the merchant, Cornelius could also be a merchant and the treasurer,
Yeah, let the Af. Got it.
and then obviously you, Castalia, would be you, Droop, and Zarzul, and Pufflesworth and Wolfgang would all be the entertainment bit.
I mean, Pufflesworth
Right.
is entertaining.
Yeah, because I mean we've got something of a menagerie going on.
Group, I'm not so sure.
I look between Zarzul and Wolfgang and wonder, can either of them do tricks?
Pretty
Fuck.
sure Wolfgang can sit.
Fuck, only one of them is housebroken.
Dance. Um,
It would be
Yeah,
more
Wolfgang.
believable, but I don't know how many doors open. Especially considering the place is war and entertainment and merchants likely wouldn't be very accepted.
well, we don't need to be hired. We just need to go. We can say we've been summoned somewhere for a job.
Also, considering what we're selling as I knock on the big shell.
It
So,
it makes sense because if everybody's kind of, correction, if all the nobles are locked up in their little areas, that might be our ticket in because we've got a lot of fancy things that they might want to get their hands on. I see the biggest issue trying to get into the noble section and doing it legitimately because I have a feeling they're going to notice that we don't belong there. Sneaking in isn't going to be a really good option.
And why would the revolting section let us into the upper place with goods?
They're nobles. They would want to buy our stuff. Cornelius, back me up. Doesn't everybody need something fancy for a party?
that they do. Always gonna need some sort of something to show off as a centerpiece. Otherwise, what's the point of a party? And a shell like this, and especially when you're trying to perhaps get influence about who's going to control this town. Perhaps even get it made into a suit of armor or something other spectacularly expensive.
And if we're in the middle of a war here, particularly that shell can be very useful because, yeah, maybe it's an armor, maybe they can make potions that they can do something with it that might be able to help protect them. I'd wager they might want it.
The problem I'm putting forth is it appeals mainly to one side. And if we enter on the other side, why would they let us pass?
It depends on how the war's actually going.
True, but how much? We probably should have asked the merchant there what it was like.
Because he did manage to leave just fine.
Yes, but who is he doing business with?
That would have been a good question an hour and a half ago.
If, for example, we are there to aid the royal family who are located in the center of the city, surrounded by the usurpers, then merchants wouldn't really do well unless we were selling to the usurpers, and then they still wouldn't let us go into the noble.
And there's also a question of what side is the noble section actually on? Because if the noble section's revolting as well, I highly doubt they're on board with the royal family. And we know that the orcs have, that Orcan band we had have somebody around here too. So we've got a whole lot of factions. I think no matter what, somebody's not going to like.
I looked towards Cornelius. Do we have a map of Raxis?
Unfortunately not. At the time, we did not have the funds to purchase a map.
I thought he cut it.
No, I stopped him from cutting it, but even then it was ridiculously expensive. I would not have been able to afford the potions we needed afterwards.
Then perhaps we should stop in that town before Raxis, and then scout Raxis before moving in with our store.
Very well. Anyone else has anything to add?
No, I mean, I think what we're getting at is a better idea.
He's just sour because he doesn't get to be mercenary captain anymore.
Oh, no,
Yeah, I am a little miffed.
You can be the head of the mercenaries, so you can be in charge of Siegfried.
I'm
You
a
can be
little happier, made a little happier by this prospect.
You can be captain.
Not much, but I'll take it.
And
Captain of the guard.
depending on where you go, Castalia is probably a better centerpiece than the shell.
I will
Zars-
climb on top of the shell and dance.
Yep. Zarzul's for the cheaper crowd. You can get a couple of turnips for him.
Yeah, pay a copper, see the kobold. Pay 2 copper, see the owlbear pufflet.
Pay 3 copper, pet the kobold.
It only takes 1 copper for him to be your friend for life.
That's how he's gonna amass his second horde.
And so you continue on, yes?
Yes.
Mhm.
The people are... the people milling around, there's only 2 people who even have spears, and they look defeated before you even came up. No one's really... They just seem weary of the fact you're showing up at all. Of the 6 people, 2 of them just start going home. And one strikes up. He's a pretty old human, probably about mid-60s. Alright, another bunch. Hello, welcome to fucking nowhere now.
Fuck. Well, hello there.
Suppose you'll be wanting information, hassling us. Just let's do this now.
Well, is there any place that we could perhaps stay for the night?
Nope.
All right.
Nah, it's all gone. You could have had the drowned pig, you could have had the salty sire, you could have had Mrs. Buxomley's house of pleasures. That's all gone now. Last one was the big blow.
What's been attacking your town? Is it just the war that's been going on, or is something else happening?
Oh, war would have been nice to have. Get our fucking knights doing the job of protecting. No, it was them greyskins. Them biggins.
Skins.
They just marched... Orcs.
Oh, okay.
They just marched on right through. Burn, pillage. Cut down most of our families. We've not got a legacy here. But now it was them, while the fucking... them pouncing about in plate, waving flags at each other. Didn't do a fucking thing for us. Those towers are meant to have arches. Meant to have people with oil. Fucking empty.
We did know about the orcs. A couple of them had been pretty decent contingency, had been parked up on a ridge out back, and we dealt with them for you. So at least you're going to have a little bit of a break.
Great, you've killed some orcs a couple of miles down. Terrific. You gonna build a house here?
Not
No,
at the
we are
moment.
just passing through.
Then you're not benefiting us much. So, yeah, what else you want?
I'm going to guess you don't know what happens much beyond these city walls.
I just know there's a big tiff, some new king. We always had these two houses of fuckers. One's pink, the other's blue. Now the pink say they're on the throne and run the show. The blue say no, and they're fucking ignoring the greys.
The Greys?
Orcs!
Orcs, okay. Oh, hell, my brain ain't.
He's not impressed when you laugh.
Well, now that wasn't in character.
Or was it?
No, that wasn't in character.
Then there's the other shit too. There's the plants getting up.
The plants?
Fucking skeletons too.
Well, I can deal with skeletons. That's my expertise.
No, hold on. Plants?
Aye.
That's a new one.
Are we talking about Ents or something?
I don't know what they is. There's people that are shaped. Oh, there's plants shaped like people.
Hmm.
1 minute it looks like a bush, the next minute it's fire and needles at you.
Ooh.
2 of them took off Jorbison's leg. Then there's them fuckers from the north. It's just, sorry, I'm not jovial, I'm not hospitable.
No, it's understandable. Who are the fuckers from the north?
Oh, these fucking savages. Dress in pelts and little else. Run around fucking murdering, eating people. Cannibals they is.
Ooh.
Hmm. Cannibals, living plants, and skeletons.
And the greys. Fucking endless greys. It's gonna be their kingdom soon.
Out of curiosity, when did all this happen? Has it always been a threat, or does it all happen at once or something?
Until the greys came through, we didn't know much. Like, there's always been there. There's always been the tribes, but like a few years back, they got a new chief man, and then they started pillaging, start raiding. Then they got bigger. It used to be just, you'd hear about the Orc warriors, you'd hear about the big charges of orcs. Didn't hear about a whole pack of ogres. Didn't hear about the big horned ones. They got giants too. The plants, they'd always be an issue. I mean, they used to be small. Used to be just the ones that would fire little spines and needles and shit. What none of these people ones. Did hear rumors there's trees of them walking.
Hey, Zarzel, that sounds a little bit more up your alley. You know what's going on there?
Trees don't walk. There's something else. I fear magic.
Do you want to roll nature and work it out?
I can give it a go, but we know the answer.
You might. sounds like blights. They are actually a little bit of a crossover in your realms of expertise. You know at least the folklore story of blights are formed by a vampiric tree. It was a vampire that was staked with a holy piece of wood that he then corrupted and became a network of trees. And necromancers will plant seeds of these around the area, and it forms malevolent plant creatures that will kill and suck the blood out of people. They're not
So
technically
necromanc-
undead, but they've got the habits of some.
Okay, so we've got probably a necromancer out there. Don't know where one of those would have come from. We do the same place as Skull.
Alright, so those two are related. Thankfully, that's in one of my areas of expertise.
Have the orcs been passing through two Raxis?
No. Like I said, they was always part of this. Way off in the west, they ran the lands there. But then they got a new leader. He decided he's going to take the city, so that's what he's been doing. And then now and again, he sends off packs of them, and then they burst. There used to be a town behind here, as he points behind the big stone pillars, and you can see that there are just more scant evidence of foundations. Like, this used to be a town cut in half. Now it's just it's fucking nothing. He kept sending boys. He kept sending bunches of them, and then a bunch marched through with big fucking sticks on their backs. We just kept hidden as they burned the place down, and then they just kept going. No, I mean,
do you have anybody in the town that's hiring healing or aid that a cleric can do?
Do we look like we got anyone? They burned down the churches.
Well, no, I'm asking if your townsfolk have anybody that needs aid, because I can help at least alleviate some of that.
Anyone who was wounded is already gone. It's a nice offer, but we're done.
Alright, well, I've fished into one of the pouches and pulled out 5 coins.
Copper ones.
No, gold. Gold, and, well, here's for your services, and hands the 5 gold coins.
He looks at them. He sees the value in them, but he's not in a mood to smile or anything. He just says, very much. This might keep us fed, thanks.
Let's be off.
Have fun.
I rather doubt with that description, but hopefully we'll alleviate some of your issues on the way.
He just titters on off. Well, you guys continue passing through what's might have been a town at one point. There's a smashed up bunch of masonry in the center that was a fountain at some point. It's mostly burned wooden structures, but you can see that there's some stonework that looks kind of familiar to a few temples. None of the symbols are present, though. Looking past a few of the buildings, you can see that there's just a lot of rudimentary wooden crosses. Because for some reason it's a universal symbol. You pass by the huge stone pillars to again see devastation older, though. This side of the town must have been wiped out a fair few months back. And you can even see ahead of you there's a few carts and wagons that wheels have been smashed, they're missing horses, and they've just been abandoned. As you set off on a little bit past, you glance at them, you can see most of them just held basic essentials. One of them's just filled with clothing. And then as you continue to trundle, there is a great... It sounds like softer thunder. There's no crack to it. But it is incredibly loud. I'll need perception checks. Who spots it first? But the whole air, or the whole sky, feels like it's being rent apart.
I'm very perceptive.
Yeah, I got a feeling.
I'm not.
Got a feeling Ren is the one who picks it up on it.
No, from everybody.
Just you, Malvern. Yeah, Ren is the one who picks it up.
Expected.
As you look around, you look a bit behind you, you can see that there's a bit of a mountainous range. It would have been the path you'd taken if you'd gone the shortcut, and you can see it looks like the mountain is moving for a moment. Like the peak of it is just coming off, and then you realize it's not a mountain. As gigantic wings spread out.
Oh, hell.
And you see the mountain just sort of reduce in height by a noticeable amount as this creature pushes off it and soars past. It's still far in the distance, but you can hear every beat of its wings. It's not scaly, it is feathered. It is a colossal rock.
I'm nudging Cornelius and pointing.
As you look at it, the whole length of the creature could be almost the size of a town. It's just a vast wingspan on a colossal beast, and you see it go into a dive. You look across, you can see to the north there is... Well, you get the impression you can see sheer cliffs in the far distance. And splashing waves. And you see this thing go beneath the surface. A great grand wave coming towards you. It's still like miles away. But you still see a massive rush of water rising up. And then it emerges a small whale in its clutches. And it continues sailing off through the air.
Well now. This area is quite cursed.
Yeah, something... Yeah, either this was bound to happen anyways by all of this, or someone really hates this area.
But it does present a new idea for Raxis. And of course the Necromancer.
So we have the Necromancer, which is probably causing both the plant thing and the skeleton thing. We've got the orcs. We've got the blue guys, and then we got the red guys, which are our guys.
But if the Grayscales are trying to take Raxis, we could use that.
Of course, side with the orcs.
We could.
I don't
It is
think they
possible.
would take us very well.
You could. It's an option.
But we could also use it to get into the city.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm guessing the reason why there hasn't been many guards out to help is probably because the guard is split in loyalty, and they're probably guarding each of the noble houses. If one guard leaves, it leaves the other one exposed, and none of them have interest in that at the moment.
They're fighting a war on two fronts between the orcs and each other.
And I'm going to have a slight inkling. When we get to Raxis, we're going to find out what side the regular folk are on, if they even care. Because it's entirely possible that they don't care one way or the other. They just want it to end.
I think they'd care on whichever side is getting rid of the orcs.
Yeah, that would be the side that I think they probably care about the most. It's the nobility, which, if I had an inkling, that's where the remainder of the royal family is probably going to be in that sector with the nobility.
But one thing that is to put to question: why is there not an If the orcs are so numerous and powerful, and why are they not putting this town into siege? We know they have the instruments and tools to build siege equipment.
Well, it's entirely possible that the town is under siege. I mean, they did say that the big head honcho was in Raxis. So it's probable that when we get closer, we might either A, have to get through the orcs, or B, have to come around on the side that doesn't have.
Oh, I thought the city was just right outside the gates.
Oh, no. What? You're in just a little, like, entrance town. You still got a distance to go. You're in the kingdom now,
Okay.
but you're not at the city.
Okay, I thought we were right outside the city. Okay, because usually medieval towns had a city just right outside the...
Well, because didn't they mention that there was a big giant wall in front, and then that was the start of Raxis proper? 'Cause we did have a map, if I recall.
You have an artistic
Of the
impression.
useless one. Yeah.
Also, thanks for harping
Sorry.
on about maps, because it's really hard to do those for a homebrew campaign if it doesn't have official maps.
So I wager when we continue on, I think the merchant bet would probably be safest, just because if we're a mercenary band, people are going to keep stopping us and trying to buy our service. And we'll have to explain why we're not doing that.
Yeah, so basically you guys have arrived in the bottom left.
Yeah, where the wall is.
The wall's a little bit more of a
So-
travel.
Oh god, as I can see by the name, we just only finished the prologue. Now we started chapter 1.
Technically, yes.
Oh, no, the prologue's not. That's right.
So I guess when we enter, keeping up the merchant guys might be a little bit smarter, just because we don't need to be beset every 50 feet with people saying, "Hey, I've got coin, take me out of here."
No, but they will run up with, "Hey, I've got coin. What can I buy from you?"
Well, that's fine, because we have magical bit baubles.
But wouldn't it they also request all the healing potions we have?
Well, we don't mention that we have healing
Yeah, we don't
potions.
mention we have those. And if they do find out, we're not selling those because we're in the middle of a war.
There's no law that says we have to show everything we own.
True, but it could also spite a riot.
And that's why in the
We could
epilogue,
also-
Cornelius was arrested for tax evasion.
Yeah, as long as they don't know about it, we'll be fine.
How'd you get this 5,000 gold, sir? You trying to say this was a gift?
Yes, from the woman there with the pockets on her dress.
Yep.
And that's where we're going to end this session. You are finally in Raxis. There is much potential here. This area is going to be a little bit sandboxy, hopefully. Hopefully I can convey that. And the terrain is, as you can see, in the distance there is a mountainous rise. You can't really make out any detail, but there is the castle of Raxis itself. Very separate from the city. Standing quite alone.
Yeah, I guess it's a keep for...
Must be
Oh,
for a
protecting-
king. Doesn't have shit all over it.
Not from this distance, you can tell.
At this rate, probably it does.
But yes, I'll also be fiddling with some custom bits in it, and I don't know, any artist that wants to fucking draw the map, please contact me.
Hashtag rumrusher.
I don't think he'd ever do a map, but we'll find out one day. Anyway, that's
no,
it
he
for...
would just do a caricature of Raxis.
He'll do a caricature of a map, exactly, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, he would draw a map, literally.
But yes, we'll potentially be back next week. Don't think anyone has cause.
Yep.
I guess not.
Yep. Nope.
And then we'll dive further into Raxis. The Kingdom of the Title. You're finally at Rescue and Raxis.
That's it. Campaign's over. Pack it up.
Exactly. We're going to jump right to the epilogue now. You're running from Raxis.
Yeah. Next time on Running from Raxis.
And you're somehow level 17 now.
Now we get a Shaw Brothers cut. We get to Raxis, bang!
Yeah,
end.
just end. Yeah.
Just you wait. It'll happen.